So let's walk you through some of the trending topics right now. And we begin with that video we talked about earlier on. This played out in the Senate. And this usually happens during budget defense. You see walkouts, you see tensions flaring, you see all sorts. But yesterday was quite interesting because we had the Inspector General of Police coming to speak about the budget of the police. And then one of the senators raised an issue. He looked at a document in his hands and said, well, this is different from what the Inspector General is reading to us. So I'd like you to watch a little bit of that exchange that played out yesterday at the Senate. Let us know what you make of it. I will, of course, take some of your comments. So this played out yesterday at the Senate.
Noted. Provide targeted funding.
Observation, point of order, Mr. Chairman.
We don't have a copy. Then I will leave. I will leave a copy. What are we reading now? What do you want to do? That we are acting in the head.
Mr. Chairman.
If the Inspector General of Police is reading an abridged version of his speech, it is born out of our parliamentary procedures through a standing motion, through a motion move, through in this sitting. And members unanimously agree that the Inspector General of Police should read an abridged, should summarize an abridged version. So I think I have the floor. I have the floor. We cannot act. We cannot be kids here. We must be recognized to speak. What we are displaying is what Nigerian does not even want. As a member of the House of Representatives, there is a procedure for you to be recognized to speak, not to be interjecting unnecessarily. That is one. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, the procedures of sitting, he have made presentation regarding to 2024, and it is embedded in the speech circulated to us for those of us that came here on time.
So that was a joint committee of the House and the Senate. The senator who walked out is a senator from Ebonyi State. His name is Senator Onyekachi Uwebonyi from Ebonyi North. So eventually, well, that session went on, but that was not before he raised those issues. So what are you saying about what transpired there? Let's start with this comment from Mohammed KG. Now, Mohammed said, this does not make sense. That's how this user starts, saying the chairman of a committee could have asked for the updated copy of that document to be shared with all members before the continuation in fairness and transparency. Then on the flip side, this user says the decision to walk out, the decision the senator made, this user said, is not the best. But then the question arises, what then do you do? Well, the jury is out there. This next user, Daniel Adebanjo, says it is just common sense. But the question is, what is common sense? Well, Daniel says, how can someone be reading something different from what is being presented? Why is the legislative arm of government, this user believes, embarrassing themselves like this? Especially when one of them is calling them to caution. Some others said, well, they have the copy. Some said they do not. It's quite tricky, but as a responsible house, because this joint committee is on police affairs, they should come up with a statement and clarify what exactly happened, really, because we need to ensure that the process right there is done right. So let us know what you think about that particular situation. You can do that on WhatsApp. But let's move on to this next talking point. And again, we referenced this, and it's been a series of revocations of certificates and RFOs. So yesterday, another list was released from the FCT, that's the FCDA, and we have about 568 land allocations revoked by the minister of the FCT. Now, what caught a lot of people's attention, some of the names on that list are names they are familiar with. But there's been that debate. Are those really the people? If they are, was that really done by them or someone else? Lots of questions being asked about this. But this first user, Mohammed Ismail, says, this is why I like this man called Wike. So you see, he has a fan base, apparently. This user says he can look you in the eye and do what is right. He is on point here. Give credit to whom it's due, this user says. The next one, CIA, Inofochi says, revocation is not permanent. Do not be fooled. The law allows the defaulters to comply with the provisions, then reapply. Wike knows what he's doing, this user says. And says that those top APC guys won't be touched. Okay, you speak quite matter-of-factly there. I really hope that you're privy to what's playing out, but it's understandable. We've seen these things happen time and again, so you understand where this user is coming from. Abdul Rashid says, this is service. That's how Abdul Rashid starts the comments. This is service. Wike is, without argument, the best and most courageous appointee of PBAT. Oh, by the way, PBAT is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just in case you're wondering. I wonder if you'll agree with that. Is there even a rating? What are the parameters used to rate? But for this user, the revocation is one of the parameters. But this next one is from the governors. And it's important to get the feedback from Nigerians. Yes, the governors have thrown their weight behind the tax reform bills, but they're asking that the VAT remains or not be increased, and they made some other recommendations. So what have Nigerians been saying? We have Captain MD saying, never, that one is their own. Derivation must be worth it. So I think this is still speaking about that VAT. People must show workings and drive productivity in their states. At least 50% derivation, and we're talking. Okay. Looks like this is not over just yet. I'll just take one more. From this Ambassador Abdul Kadir saying, I disagree with the NGF proposing VAT sharing formula 50-30-20. So it looks like a lot of people are disagreeing. All this conversation will happen on the floor of the National Senate. That's why it's important to pressure your lawmakers. Let them know what you think about this, so hopefully they can take it there. And finally, we want to leave you with this video of two people. One, the governor of Osun State, and another is an unusual candidate or an unlikely candidate, former INEC chairman Atahiru Jaga. Guess what they were doing? Well, they were showing off their skills on the drum. So like, watch this. I see they're not just good, or at least they're not just in governance. They can also work in entertainment. So there you have it. Just in case politics, governance doesn't work out, you obviously know that these people have another area they'll most likely thrive. So the governor of Osun State, we've seen him dance, now you're seeing him drum. Who knows what next you'll see him do, but Atahiru Jaga is also quite interesting. So something just to maybe cheer you up and give you some smile this Friday. It's been a long week.